Morning to all. I hope you are doing great. I'm also good. Very warm welcome to my YouTube channel. And in today's video, we are going to discuss about communication processes and barriers. In the previous video, we already discussed about the types of communication as well as previous year question and answers. In today's video, we are going to discuss about processes and barriers. So first of all, let's understand about the communication process. Communication is the process of exchanging information, ideas, emotions, and messages between individuals or groups through various channels. It involves several interconnected stages, ensuring that the intended message is effectively transmitted and understood. The key elements of communication process. First one is the sender or encoder. Next step is message encoding medium channel. After that, receiver decoding feedback context. This is the process of communication. Okay, so what is the sender or encoder? Sender is the person or entity initiating the communication by formulating the message. Okay, and what is called message? The information, idea, or thought that the sender wants to convey to other person. Next, encoding, converting the message into symbols, words, gestures, or other forms stable for transmission. This is called encoding. Medium or channel. What is the medium or channel? The method or medium through which the message is transmitted. For example, verbal, written, electronic, visual. This is called medium. And receiver or decoder, you can call the person or entity for whom the message is intended and who interprets it. Who is the decoder? That I already discussed. Next one is decoding, the process by which the receiver interprets and understands the encoded message. Feedback, the receiver response or reaction to the sender, which indicates whether the message was understood as intended. And context, the environment of situation in which communication occurs affecting its effectiveness. This is called communication process. Now you can see in the diagram, here one is the sender and one is the receiver. First, sender send the message. Before sending the message, he encode the message, and after that, receiver decode the message. Here one another diagram is also based on communication process. You can see this diagram clearly. Here sender send the message and receiver decode the message. After decoding the message, receiver send the feedback to the sender. Next topic is barriers to communication. What are the barriers of communication? Barriers are obstacles that hinder effective communication, leading to misunderstandings or a breakdown in the process. What are the types of communication process? First one is the physical barriers, language barriers, psychological barrier, cultural barrier. Next one is the perpetual barrier, organizational barrier, technological barrier. Let's understand about the physical barrier. Noise, distance, or environmental distraction that interfere with the message transmission. What is the language barrier? Differences in language, jargon, or unclear message that lead to confusion. Psychological barrier, emotions States such as stress, fear that affect how the message is sent or received, cultural barrier, differences in beliefs, values, or custom that impact the communication. Next one is the perpetual barriers, misinterpretations based on the stereotypes or differing perceptions, organizational barrier, hierarchical structure, or poor communication policies within an organization. Next one is the technological barrier, issues with technology such as internet connectivity or lack of access to appropriate tools. And now move to the conclusion. Effective communication requires overcoming these barriers by selecting appropriate channel, being mindful of the audience, and ensuring clarity and feedback. This ensures the message is conveyed and understood as intended. This is the diagram based on barriers to effective communication. First one is the semantic barrier, which includes the badly expressed message symbols with different meaning, faulty translation, unclarified assumptions, technical jargon, body language, and gesture decoding. Next one is the psychological barrier, premature evolution, include in the psychological barrier lack of attention, loss by transmission, and poor retention, distrust. Next one is the organizational barrier, which include the organizational policy, rules and regulation, status, complexity in organizational structure. Next one is the organizational facilities. This comes under the organizational barrier, personal barrier, which include the fear of challenge to authority, lack of confidence of superior on his subordinates, unwillingness to communicate, lack of proper incentives. Next we have previous year questions and answer based on communication process barrier. Okay, these questions are asked in UGC NET paper 2 in management. First question is, what is the first step in the communication process? So I already discussed this concept with you in the previous slide, so you can answer this question very easily. First option is encoding, decoding, feedback, sender. So right answer is sender. The sender initiates the communication process by formulating the message. Here, this is the first step. Here, sender sends the message. Next question is, which of the following is an example of semantic barrier? Noise, jargon, fault in equipment, physical distance. So right answer is jargon. Semantic barrier arise from unclear language such as jargon or technical terms. Next question is, the channel in communication refers to the method used to encode the message, medium through which the message travels, feedback mechanism, receiver's understanding. So right answer is medium through which the message travels. Okay, for example, verbal, written, or electronic media. Next question is, what is the first step in the communication process? I already discussed this thing with you, sender. Next question is, which of these is not a type of communication barrier? Physical, cultural, psychological, dynamic. So right answer is dynamic. Feedback in communication serves to eliminate sender responsibilities, ensure the receiver comprehension, create a one-way process, simplify the message. So right answer is ensure the receiver's comprehension. Cultural barrier in communication include language differences, body language variations, perceptions and norms, all of the above. So right answer is all of the above. Next question is, in Salmon and Weaver's model, noise refers to physical disturbance, misinterpretation of the message, lack of feedback. So right answer is all of the above. Which barrier arises when the receiver emotions affect understanding? Physical, semantic, psychological, technological. So right answer is psychological. The primary focus of empathetic listening is memorizing facts, understanding emotion, delivering quick feedback, multitasking. So right answer is understanding emotions. Next question is technical barrier are most likely caused by cultural misunderstanding, hardware or software issues, noise level, language differences. So right answer is hardware or software issues. The process of decoding in communication is carried out by first option is sender, channel, receiver, feedback mechanism. So right answer is receiver. What type of noise disturbs communication during a phone call? Semantic, channel, physical, psychological. So right answer is channel. An effective way to overcome communication barrier is using complex vocabulary, ignoring feedback, active listening, avoiding communication. So right answer is active listening. Which model emphasizes the role of feedback in communication? Linear model, interactive model, Salmon and Weaver model. So right answer is interactive model. Next question is cultural differences in signs and symbols lead to physical barrier, psychological barrier, semantic barrier, cultural barrier. So right answer is cultural barrier. This is all about for today's video. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you like this video, then do like and subscribe my YouTube channel. Have a nice day. Thank you. Bye bye. Take care.